The latest on forever chemicals, thousands of people trying to save a school in Alaska, and a new album from Taylor Swift that isn't actually new. That's some of what we'll get to on The 7 from The Washington Post. I'm Jeff Pierre. It's Friday, July 7th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Number 1, the U.S. will supply Ukraine with a controversial weapon. They're called cluster munitions, which are banned by most countries. These bombs explode in the air over a target. Then they release hundreds of smaller explosives over a wide area. Unexploded clusters can litter the landscape, endangering both friendly troops and civilians, often for decades after the end of a conflict. President Biden has approved sending these weapons to Ukraine, and the move is expected to be announced later today. It comes as concern grows about Ukraine's slow counteroffensive against Russian forces. Number 2, a Trump aide pleaded not guilty in a classified documents case yesterday. Walt Nauta, that's Trump's body man, is accused of scheming with the former president to hide top-secret papers from authorities at Trump's Florida home. Trump is accused of breaking the law by taking classified documents with him when he left the White House. Number 3, the FDA fully approved a new Alzheimer's drug for early-stage patients. The drug is called Leqembi. It's the first drug shown to slow cognitive and functional decline in Alzheimer's patients. The agency accelerated approval based on its ability to reduce amyloid clumps in the brain, a hallmark of the disease. The treatment slowed the progression of Alzheimer's by about 5 months. There are possible side effects, though. The drug can cause brain bleeding and swelling and will be labeled with a boxed warning to highlight safety issues. Number 4, a record-breaking heat wave is blasting Florida. Day after day, records for heat and humidity are being broken this week, particularly in the central and southern areas, and there's no clear end in sight. According to the Washington Post heat tracker, Jacksonville's 107-degree heat index was the highest of any city in the nation on Wednesday. Some of the heat is being caused by a warm Gulf of Mexico, which is linked to a record warming of oceans worldwide. The warm water could also fuel an above-average hurricane season in the coming months. Here's number 5. Forever chemicals may taint nearly half of U.S. tap water. Federal research shows that PFAS chemicals are not only long-lasting, but widespread in drinking water. The problem is worse in urban areas. If you haven't heard of them, PFAS refers to more than 12,000 chemicals that can build up in the environment and the human body. They're widely used in industry and consumer products. Things like clothes, cosmetics, fast food wrappers, and microwave popcorn bags. They're associated with severe health risks. Number 6, thousands of people have applied to move to Alaska to save a school. A tiny Alaska fishing village needs to increase its student population to 10 to get state funding and keep its school open. It's offering expenses, housing, and amazing scenery to families. Across Alaska, rural communities are disappearing because of global warming, energy costs, and the shifting job market. Residents hope this plan to recruit families can help to buck that trend. And it seems to be working. Thousands of responses have poured in. And at number 7, Taylor Swift dropped a re-recording of an old album at midnight. The new album is called Speak Now, Taylor's version. The original record was released in 2010. This new version includes previously unreleased songs and some new lyrics. One big lyric change is in the song Better Than Revenge, an angry track about a girl who allegedly stole a boyfriend. You might remember this line.
She's better known,
Now it sounds like... Swift is re-recording her older albums to take control over them. She decided to do this after a music mogul bought her original recordings. If you want to talk more about Taylor, The Post will host a chat about the album today at 11 a.m. Eastern. And finally, on this 7th day of the 7th month, here on the 7 podcast, we're trying something new. We're going to call it the Occasional 8. So you know how every weekday we bring you the top 7 stories happening around the world. With the Occasional 8th story, you get to share a headline happening in your world. Here's our first one from Allison Michaels, a listener in Kensington, Maryland, who happens to be our Deputy Director of Audio.
Here is my number 8. Yesterday, I had a huge parenting milestone where I flew solo for the first time with my 1-year-old, just the two of us, an adventure in the skies. I did it. We made it out of the airport, got all our luggage, got into a cab. Sure, he immediately vomited all over the cab, but you know what? I got through it. And now I can check that one off the list.
You can expect the Occasional 8th story, well, occasionally. So make sure you're subscribed to the show. To share your headline with us, send us a voice memo with your full name, how to spell it, and where you're from. Then say number 8, and then tell us your headline. Make sure to keep it under 30 seconds, and you just might hear yourself on the show. Oh, and a quick recording tip. Hold your phone up to your ear when you're taping yourself, not in front of you. Then send your voice memo to the 7pod@washpost.com. That's THE, the number 7, POD @washpost.com. That's the show for this week. It's Friday, but don't worry, Allison, we won't make you do this part. The assistant producer of The 7 is Taylor White. The staff writers are Jamie Ross, that's our very own Taylor Swift correspondent, and a special welcome to Hannah Jewell. John Taylor is our editor. Additional editing by Christina Quinn. Copy editing by Laura Mahalski, Melissa No, and Brian Cleveland. Mixing and sound design is by Jim Briggs and Justin Garish. Our theme music is by Edith Mudge. Our director of audio is Renita Jablonski. I'm Jeff Pierre. Have a great weekend, and I will meet you back here next week.